Music and Arts 4, Quarter 3, Week 1, Matatag Curriculum. For the objectives, discuss the use of properties of sound, theatrical, dance, and visual elements as expressed in relevant creative works. Identify the properties of sound, theatrical, dance, and visual elements in Sinukuan, the Kapampangan legend of Mount Arayat, and explain how the properties of sound, theatrical, dance, and visual elements are used in the Sinukuan, the Kapampangan legend of Mount Arayat. For the content, properties of sound, theatrical, dance, and visual elements, legends and folklore of the province. For the integration, legends and folklore of the province and/or sustainable cities and communities. Protect cultural and natural heritage, cultural identity. Quarter 3, Week 1, Day 1. For the review, let us watch the Obando fertility dance or Santa Clarang Pinong-Pino, which manifests the faith and belief of the province of Bulacan. Answer the following questions. What does this song tell us about the culture and beliefs of the people in Bulacan? You're right. The song reflects the people's deep faith in Santa Clara and their belief that dancing and praying can bring blessings such as fertility and answered prayers. Analyze the lyrics of the song. What message does it convey? You're right. The lyrics convey a message of devotion, gratitude, and trust in divine intervention. Do you think these faith and beliefs are still manifested nowadays? Why? You're right. Yes, these beliefs are still manifested today, as the Obando fertility dance and religious practices continue to be a significant part of the local culture in Bulacan. The fertility dance in Obando, Bulacan, is a traditional festival that is deeply rooted in both cultural and faithful celebrations. Couples pray through dance specifically for fertility, a bountiful harvest, and blessings. Take a look at the picture. Describe the things you see in the picture. You're right. The picture shows images of river, birds, deer, lady, and etc. Describe the symbolism you see in the picture. Very good. The river symbolizes overflowing, lady for purity, and bird for peace. Describe the overall picture. You're right. The overall picture means a magical place, a paradise, and a fantasy. Unscramble the letters in each item to form the words related to our topic. Use the clues provided to answer this activity. For the first one, it is a mythical story that involves heroic characters, elemental beings, or magical events from the past. What do we call this? You're right, it is legend. Next, it is a collective culture transmits tales, dances, beliefs, and traditions from generation to generation. What do we call this? You're right, it is called folklore. Next, it is enchanting spirits such as forests, seas, and mountains, and these are usually guardians of nature. Very good, we call it diwata. Next, this refers to a particular feature of music and arts that is meaningful and appropriate to the place of learners. You're right, we call it relevant. Subtopic number 1. Identification of properties of sound, theatrical, dance, and visual elements in Sinukuan, the Kapampangan legend of Mount Arayat. Let us watch the story of Sinukuan, the Kapampangan legend of Mount Arayat, to be found in the presented YouTube link. Sinukuan, the Kapampangan legend of Mount Arayat. Answer the following questions. What are the main ideas of the story? You're right, the main ideas of the story are the legend of Mount Arayat, the mystical figure Sinukuan, and the themes of bravery, sacrifice, and respect for nature. How does the story make you feel? Great! The story makes me feel inspired and connected to the themes of courage and reverence for nature. What is the historical and cultural background of the story? You're right, the story is rooted in Kapampangan culture and reflects local beliefs, traditions, and the importance of Mount Arayat in their history. Quarter 3, Week 1, Day 2. Sound or music. Masterfully combining music and sound to tell a story is a strong way to set the mood, express emotions, and drive the plot forward. To prove this, look at some interesting cases of how music and sound are used in a storytelling in the story of Sinukuan, the Kapampangan legend of Mount Arayat. The music in the introduction of Mariang Sinukuan in the animated story from 30 seconds to 1 minute and 39 seconds is mysterious and enchanting, effectively helping to create an atmosphere, evoke emotions, advance the plot, and provide information to the audience. The background music for Finding the Culprit from 2 minutes and 50 seconds to 10 minutes and 20 seconds is initially suspenseful, reflecting the search tension. Then, it becomes dynamic. The music intensifies as the characters near the villain's location, leading to a dramatic climax upon the villain's final revelation. The use of echo or reverb effects during the verdict delivery could symbolize the lasting impact of Mariang Sinukuan's words, implying that her verdict will continue to resonate long after its delivery. The solemn and serious background music reflects Mariang Sinukuan's verdict's gravity. Sound effects are a potent storytelling component. They are not just background noise, but key players that add depth, realism, and emotional impact to any narrative. They harmonize with visuals and dialogue, creating a symphony of storytelling that captivates the audience. Next is the visual art and theater. Elements of artistic expression lines. In visual arts, lines are the strokes that define a shape. It can be straight, curved, zigzag, or diagonal. Let's define first what do we mean when we say lines. In theater, a line can refer to the spoken dialogue delivered by actors. Additionally, lines can also be the physical arrangement of actors on stage, creating visual lines that guide the audience focus and enhance the storytelling. Next, shapes. In visual arts, shapes are defined areas in two-dimensional space. Shapes can be created in theater by the actors' bodies, the set, and the lighting. Space. In visual arts, space refers to the area within, around, between, above, or below objects. In theater, space refers to the stage area and how the actors use it. Next, we have texture. In visual arts, texture refers to the surface quality of an artwork. In theater, texture can refer to the feel of a scene or performance, which can be influenced by elements such as lighting, sound, and the actors' performances. Rhythm. In visual arts, rhythm is created through the repetition of visual elements. In theater, rhythm can refer to the pacing and timing of the dialogue and action. Movement. In visual arts, movement is the path the viewer's eye takes through the artwork. In theater, movement refers to the physical motion of the actors and the emotional changes they portray. Color. In visual arts, color creates mood, represents temperature, expresses emotions, or evokes a response. In theater, color can be used in lighting, set, and costume design to a similar effect. Quarter 3, Week 2, Day 1. Answer the following questions. How does the story of Sinukuan, the Kapampangan legend of Mount Arayat, reflect the values and beliefs of the Kapampangan culture, and how can these values inspire you in your daily life? You're right. The story reflects the Kapampangan values of bravery, respect for nature, and selflessness, inspiring me to act with courage and care in my daily life. What lessons can you learn from the characters in the story, and how can these lessons help you make better decisions in challenging situations? Very good. The characters teach lessons of resilience, sacrifice, and wisdom, helping me make better decisions by staying true to my values during difficult times. What lessons can you learn from the characters in the story, and how these lessons help you make better decisions in challenging situations? Very good. The characters' actions show the importance of honor and responsibility, guiding me to make thoughtful choices when faced with challenges. Subtopic: the properties of sound, theatrical, dance, and visual elements. Principles of composition and organization. Harmony is when different elements complement one another in a creative work. Similarities in color, shape, or texture could result in a well-balanced appearance. Unity refers to the smooth integration of many elements in creative work, creating a sense of total oneness. Variation is the combination of different elements in a creative work that generates fascination and excitement. It enhances its appeal and prevents it from becoming monotonous. Determine the relevant elements of artistic expression and the principle of composition and organization present in the scene. From the video you've just watched a while ago, how are the relevant elements of artistic expression for visual arts and theater used in the story? You're right, the relevant elements of artistic expression in the story, such as lighting, costumes, and set design, help establish mood and emphasize key themes in the narrative. Can you tell me what principles of composition and organization for visual arts and theater are in this scene? And why do you think so? You're right, the principles of composition and organization like harmony, unity, and variation are present in the scene, as the elements work together to create a cohesive and visually dynamic experience. How did the relevant elements of artistic expression and principles of composition and organization help enhance storytelling? You're right, these elements and principles enhance storytelling by drawing the audience's attention, creating emotional impact, and making the story more engaging and memorable. For day 2, sound check. The teacher will look for a scene in the story, preferably in a forest. The teacher may check the scene from 12 minutes and 42 seconds to 13 minutes and 24 seconds. Group the class with a maximum of 5 members. Instruct the learners to add sound effect like the chirping of birds, running rivers, blowing winds, moving heavy trucks, and the like while playing the scene. Each group will be given 15 minutes to practice and 5 minutes to perform. Here are the rubrics. We have indicators such as vocal ability and overall presentation. Dressed like Diwata. In the same group, assign one female member to dress like a Diwata using the items and materials available in the classroom. Ask the Diwata to introduce herself by completing the sentence. A magical day to everyone. I am the Diwata of blank and my superpower is blank. After dressing up and finalizing the introduction, a quick enchanted runway will start. Here is a sample rubric. For the indicators, we have visual impact and runway presentation. For activity number 2, write true if the statement is correct and false if not. Number 1, the music during the introduction of Mariang Sinukuan is mysterious and enchanting, setting the mood for her character's magical nature. Number 2, sound effects such as the use of echo during the verdict delivery symbolize the temporary impact of Mariang Sinukuan's words. Number 3, in visual arts, lines only refer to the physical arrangement of actors on stage in a theater performance. Next, rhythm in visual arts is created through the repetition of visual elements, while in theater, it refers to the pacing of dialogue and action. Number 5. The background music during the search for the culprit transitions from suspenseful to dynamic, intensifying as the story nears its climax. Let us now answer. For number 1, the correct answer is true. Number 2, true. Number 3, false. Number 4, it's true. And number 5, it is true. For learners' takeaways, my aha moments. Complete the sentence. Before, I thought that blank, but after listening to the lesson, I found out that blank, and that is my aha moment. Aha! One word closure. Describe your learning session or journey based on the first letter of your name. Example, I am Elaine. My name starts with letter E. Enjoyable. For the assessment, we have observation. The teacher will observe the class overall participation during the discussion and the individual engagement of the members during the activities.